What? Okay friends, this is just gonna be another sit down video because it's time to talk about my hypochondria, and it gets really bad sometimes. I didn't want to do this. I wanted to do a more fun video, but I feel like this is more important to talk about because it's just something that I have to admit that I struggle with. It's been like an on and off thing for the past few years, and especially a couple of years ago it was kind of bad for that whole year. I kept getting all kinds of weird symptoms, and as soon as I get even the smallest thing, I blow it out of proportion and think it's much worse than it is. It's just so stupid. It feels like maybe I'm feeling too much. Does that make sense? Because I know I'm oversensitive as well, so that makes me think that okay, maybe I can feel my body way more, and like I listen to it a lot, and I listen to everything that's happening, and I can feel every little thing that's happening. Yeah, I can feel every detail, and I see everything, and I'm always keeping track on different things on my body, and I guess that doesn't help. I need to learn how to relax a bit more. Anyway, but the reason I'm talking about it now is because a few weeks back I had some issues with my stomach and like gastric reflexes, but also I had pain like on the side of the stomach, and I took like all these tests, like normal blood tests to see if there's an infection in my body and iron levels, and nothing came out wrong. And they're sending me to do ultrasound on the liver, so hopefully I'm going to do that in a few weeks and see what's wrong, because that's where the pain was located. I haven't felt that pain now. It came yesterday when I got stressed, but not like it was a couple of weeks ago. And again, that's when stuff like that happens, I always feel like I'm the one who calls the doctor, and then I go to the doctor and they run tests, and every time the tests come back negative, so there's nothing wrong with me. And like every time now something happens, I don't like, it takes a while for me to call the doctor, but then everyone else is like, oh, you should call the doctor, you should call the doctor, because well, that's what you do, right? And it always seemed to happen to me, like no one else seemed to get weird symptoms all the time, and I've been like this my whole life. Like I had an infection in my ribs once, and that's like such an and I've gone in for what's it called, EKG, when you take when you have like all these sticky things they monitor the heart. I've done that 3 times, and one time was because I was doing a health test for a new job, and I had to go on a bike, and my pulse was so high that the doctor wouldn't let me pedal the bike, and instead they sent me to do one of those. It's like, oh god, it's so annoying. And so I guess that has contributed to why I'm such a hypochondriac, but also it also has a lot to do with the fact that cancer is very prominent in my family. Like my dad and my cousin had a brain tumor when they were young. My grandma and grandpa died in cancer. My cousin and my aunt both have breast cancer, and my other granddad died of cardiac failure. So it's like, when you come from a line of family where those diseases are very with you, they're like, feel like they're in your DNA, you know, it's like you try to stay positive and say that that's not going to happen to you, and you try to eat healthy and exercise and all that, but still it's like it's in the back of your mind all the time. And you know, every time I get now like a symptom of any kind, my mind immediately goes there. Oh, cancer, that's it, now it's time for me now. So, and it does affect me so much, and it's just like an ongoing thing, and as soon as a symptom shows up, that's all I can think about, and it's just like it escalates, and over the week or so it's just gonna be worse and worse and worse until I convince myself that I'm gonna die, basically. So that's annoying. But I'm not like that type of hypochondriac that calls the doctor all the time, even though it feels like I do. But I do have symptoms, like genuine symptoms. Another thing that doesn't really help is maybe 10 years ago I started believing that I would die before I turned 35. And in the beginning I was afraid to even say that out loud, because then I thought I would jinx it and it would become true. But now during the last year I've been telling everyone. Yeah, I used to get it out there, and so all those thoughts will kind of lose their power if I share them with someone. That's my idea, at least. And I know it's completely irrational of why I would get it in my head that I would die before 35, and I can't really remember where that came from. Maybe it was because I couldn't see myself growing old, I guess. Isn't this like the best quote and coolest print ever? And if you don't know who that is, it's Jonathan Witness from Fab Five. Oh wait, is it called Queer Eye? I'm so confused what it's called, but that show. Back to what I was saying, why I wanted to talk to you about it right now, is because yesterday, or the day before, I got some red fucking spots on both of my hips, and I don't know what the hell they are, but I don't think it's a bed bug or something, or a bug or any kind, because then it should have been like all over the place, I'm guessing. But now it's located on both my hips, more on the left, but like under the where my underwear are. So maybe it's like some sort of heat hives or some kind. Let me show you. What? Seriously, what is that? And it's just itching everywhere. Although it's not itching on the red spots, but I feel like my body is itching everywhere else, and I don't know if that's true, or if it's in my head, or if it's just because I keep thinking about everything, and then I can, as I said, I feel like everything. But yeah, I'm like going like that. And no, I don't have lice. Although I had that once. Of course, I did. So yeah, that's the head that looks the worst. it's just another symptom for me. And that's why every time something like this happens, it's like people are, oh, call the doctor, look it up. And I end up Googling for hours and hours, and I know that's bad because you shouldn't Google because that makes it worse, and then I have a ton of new diseases. I just discovered a new thing on my wrist. Oh, that's a nice shadow in the middle of my face there, thanks. I kind of feel I get sort of down or depressed, and I feel like, yeah, my mood is definitely affected by it. I'm kind of, that's like almost the most annoying part, that I can't stop thinking about it, and I fret about it, and then my whole day kind of revolves around whatever symptoms I'm having that day or that week or whatever. And I know that in a week or two these are going to be probably going to be gone, and that will be it, and it will just be one of those things that happened to me once, one of those weird symptoms Erica got because I'm the only one who gets them. My husband told me that sometimes they use in therapy, they use like, okay, for hypochondriac people, like you're allowed to be worried between these hours during the day, and the rest of the day you're not allowed to it, because then you already done your worrying for that day, and it won't, like, worrying more won't serve a purpose for you. I guess I can try that. I'm not convinced that it's gonna work, but whatever. And sometimes I think I am the one who kind of creates my own symptoms, as crazy as it sounds, but sometimes I think that maybe I'm the cause of it because I stress about different things, and yeah, stuff like that shows up. Or maybe I'm eating something that I shouldn't have. The hypochondria is strong within this one. So comment below, either if you have some theories on what the hell those red dots are, but don't scare me, okay? Or tell me about your own hypochondria and how that manifests. Thank you so much for listening, and yeah, just talking about it is good, and it sort of helps for a minute or two at least. Have a lovely week. I will see you next Thursday. Take care. Bye. And you know, cold sores keeps popping up all the time.